Hi, this is Dr. Miller, and I want to show you a couple of tools for aggregating your content and managing your social media content. The first one of these is called Rebel Mouse, which is kind of a silly name in a way, but it's really quite a good product. Their idea is that they use email, and you can aggregate or capture your posts from social media, and then you can put them into kind of a digest that is sent by email. There's another feature as well, but email is still a really good way to engage followers and readers. And this newsletter is made with Rebel Mouse that you can then identify people by email to send it to. And you can also offer them an opportunity to subscribe to that Rebel Mouse newsletter. In addition to the email, there's a web view. And on that, you can convert your social media content, your tweets or Facebook status updates, Instagram photos, into kind of a blog. You can also add images, and therefore you can expand your content. So you take the post that may come from Twitter, but then you can edit it and add more depth to it. A lot of really big companies use Rebel Mouse. And this is a view of what the email looks like. I get my own Rebel Mouse, so this is a view that came to me. And if you were to scroll down below this box here, you'd see more. But this is one Twitter output here, and here's another posting here. Now in the web page view, we're going to go in close up here and show you some things. First is the description. So you get to write a description about what you're about. Then you have these follow me buttons. So these can be for Twitter. I've got a Google Plus thing, LinkedIn, and also Flickr. So those are all buttons, and they will directly let people follow me on these social media channels. You can add others as well. There is a button right here which lets the people subscribe to the Rebel Mouse digest with that Get Alerts button. Now here's a particular piece of content that I put out, a tweet about a program at a college for craft beer. And one of the things that you can do directly from Rebel Mouse is reply to a post. You can also retweet it, or you can favorite it or like it, as Twitter calls it now. And this is the interface that will pop up when you click that little heart button there. And so then you can say, yes, like. Now a second tool is called Communit, and it's a management tool, kind of like a customer relations management CRM tool for Twitter. It's specifically for Twitter, but it's very good. It has some really interesting analytical aspects to it, and it does some cool stuff. One of the things is it will have the intelligence to identify particular influencers, supporters, prospects that are getting something out of your content, and really these are the people that you may want to spend more time and attention with. And it does remind you if you have been neglectful in engaging with some of these important people. It gives you statistics on the number and types of engagements you've had. All this comes in sort of a visible history of these events. In a way, Communit could be considered like your social media assistant. So the main thing is this prioritized feed that identifies action points that you should react to, such as a direct message from a customer, maybe a retweet by somebody that's influential, a follow by a well-connected account, and then it will produce these short lists of the top tweets that you should consider retweeting. So it lets you kind of invest your time where it does the most good. So this is a view. Now, Communit is obviously advertiser supported to a certain extent, and so you have to deal with these. As usual, you can pay them money and not see these things, but I don't. So this is the view of my feed here, and what I'm seeing is not just everything, but these are actually prioritized by Communit according to what it understands to be my kind of place in social media. Well, with Twitter, I focus on higher education, community colleges, educational technology, branding, social media, and a couple of other things, but that's pretty much it. So here's the prioritized feed, that's the list. And then here over on the right, you've got this consider following. So what it's doing is it's finding Twitter accounts that are somehow likely to be connected to what you do. So these are consider follow sources that Communit has identified for me. Here's another view. This is a little further down. I'm just taking pieces of the overall view. Up here we have suggested thanks for retweets. That's always a good thing to do. If people are tweeting your stuff, it's simple enough just to say, hey, thanks for retweeting my thing there. You can also thank new followers, and this is something I do all the time, right up here. And you see, you can just tweet this right now for these 3 people. It will aggregate these together and say, thank you for being a new follower. And then over on this side are suggested accounts that you may want to consider unfollowing, because basically they're not being productive for you. So these would be people that you are technically following, but they're really not putting out content, or maybe they're not putting out content that fits within your kind of footprint in social media space. This is another area, and these are suggested people that have contacted you on Twitter or have posted something that involves you on Twitter, and you should perhaps consider replying directly to them. And then this is one they just call share the love, and these are supposed to be major influencers or within your following community, ones that maybe they have a lot of followers or things like that. So you can aggregate some of these together and just click this and it'll say, hey, share the love, these are influential people, thanks. Pretty simple. So I recommend that you look at these, or maybe other tools that are similar to these, Rebel Mouse and Communit, and see if they help expand your influence on your social media channels.